Welcome my friends, this is Maniacal Incorporated, continuing on with High King Ruon's attempts to spread the legend of the Red Hand of Ulster, and no doubt he's quite unhappy with Scotland. It's taken a long time to try and push this legend into Scotland, and for a variety of different reasons, I think he's going to have to turn his attention in that direction. Especially because the new Icelandic King of Alba, what remains of Scotland, is in possession of the Céad dynasty banner. And that is something that Ruoin is going to want to get his hands on one way or another. Like his predecessors, Ruoin has wielded the Gaelic sword, but one of our courtiers is telling us that they will craft a magnificent weapon for us, and for 50 gold, how could we turn that down? We will go with something that can both slash and pierce. I would rather a sword than a dagger. So hopefully that's what we'll get. And the reason that we're in the court is because Ruoin is about to hold court. I think this is the first time Ruoin has held court. And here's a rather sad and sorry state of affairs. Our father comes before us, suffering financial worries. Our mother, Ruoin's mother, is in Citric of the Isles prison. Our father is bankrupt and presumably is seeking money to ransom her out. How could we say no? A visitor from Wessex is offering to sell us secrets for quite a lot of money, considering how much we've just spent. We will tell them that our court has no place for the likes of you and gain some court grandeur. And another visitor comes to us with a very interesting offer. They claim to be the rightful ruler of Cheshire. They have been driven from their land and they want it back, and they are prepared to swear allegiance and fealty to us if we accept the offer to aid them. It is indeed a beautiful day for war. And our conquest of Lancashire is going to bring us through the territory again of Jarl Ragnar, the bastard of Lancaster, who is allied to Cheshire with 1,000 troops. So we're going to need to bring in some allies of our own to counter that. I have no doubt that he's going to join. Now, I was planning on inviting our stepdaughter, the Duchess of Kent, to join us in this war. She's not looking the best at the moment, and you know what? She doesn't like us, because we broke a betrothal, actually, to the daughter of the new King of Scotland. We needed some allies to help us with a little Viking problem we had the last time around. So our stepdaughter refuses to join us, because she's still upset about that. Thankfully, somebody who isn't upset about that is the Duchess of Mercia, who we formed an alliance with on the last episode to deal with that Viking menace, and she will join us. And there we go. I raised the forces, but I had them standing around doing nothing for a while because I knew this devil was going to join, and I didn't want to be halfways down before he did so. I've put Ruoin in charge of the army, but it seems though we're up here, we'll probably have to march in this direction first of all and work our way southwards if there's anything to actually work towards. And we might have to switch out Ruoin and put in somebody who can actually siege walls. And with all the trouble that we've had with Lancaster so far, here is a member of the House of Lancaster who has a claim to Lancashire, right on the border with what is about to become our new subject in Cheshire. Let's invite her to join our court. So this woman arrives at our court claiming to be a member of the House of Lancaster, offering us an opportunity to expand our holdings in that region. We have recruited her. We have promised that we are going to push her claims, and look how she repays us. Claiming that our ancestor, Chieftain Niall of Athlone, was a vile sinner I'm not too sure why he's Niall of Athlone. Athlone, first of all, is a Norman holding which wouldn't have even existed in this time period and won't for a couple of 100 years more. Athlone is a very strange choice of name for this place. I've gone over this before a couple of times. And Niall Gullach would have been in this region. So he's Niall of Alach, if anything. But, so you can't even get the name right, you fool. If we tell her that this is blasphemy and kick her out of the court, we'll gain 75 piety, but we've lost that claim to Lancashire. We're going to have to say this is nonsense, surely. 53% chance that we will gain some piety, but a 46% chance that there's going to be some kind of a discount hit to the legend. And you know what? It all worked out for the best. We've abandoned our attempts to siege down this region because it's just taken too long. We don't have the men. We don't even know how to work siege equipment at this stage. And, well, the siege engineer has just died. Owen the Merciful, the chieftain of Munster, is dead. And as we are still attempting to romance our wife, she wants us to stay up all night and protect her. You will sleep undisturbed. So Gotthard would be the best option to take over, our great military engineer. However, I'm going to reassign Flanshina. And as Spymaster, we can install this Divil, because he's causing a bit of problems in Leinster. I think he's established a faction to either install himself or somebody else as the King of Ireland. So we'll assign you there. For the army, I think we're going to bring this to an end as quickly as we can and not be spending huge amounts of money. We're going to put Ruan in charge, and we're going to strike the main force in Cheshire with... Well, we could go up and hit. That's a hostile army. I thought that was actually Lancashire's army. We'll head down in this direction. We'll hit. Do you know what? We'll wander right down now, and we'll bring our allies with us. And in Munster, we can see that Chieftain Flaherty has taken over from his father. He's 5, so it's going to be a while before he starts demanding positions on the council, if he makes it that long. I believe that's a hostile British army. Are they coming in against us as well? They were thinking about it. Owen Barry is no longer our personal champion. He was slain in battle. So this is... We've also managed to take a mayor captive. I know we met him on the road somewhere, and he joined us on one of our adventures. So Owen Barry, our personal champion, has died. I was getting a bit worried about this British army, this Kingdom of England army that had raised and was marching around. So I didn't even get to see Barry's last battle. So our knights put up a good showing. Gotthard, Cullum, the acclaimed knight, the Red Branch Knight. I'm still trying to find a replacement for him, should anything happen. And here is the guy who killed Owen Barry. Still got in 10 kills before he himself fell. And we have the Earl of Huntingdonshire and of West Riding. A good chunk of Earls coming in on behalf of our allies. And as he has shown an aptitude for the martial lifestyle, I've had Ruoin train or educate his son Rory. And it looks like Rory is the one training us, because we're going to increase our martial by 1 by reading a tattered military journal that he has. We're basically reading his diary. Now, I was wondering what this English army was doing wandering around here and staying here, and it looks like they've beaten us to the punch. For Lancashire, I don't think we're going to be in a position to take them on. They have declared a holy war for Lancaster, for the entire duchy, for the Jarldom. So we have a claim to a single county. Well, we have a claimant to a single county that we have just recruited to our court. I don't think we're going to be able to push that claim, so our dreams of pushing up in this direction are beginning to fade. And here's a rather interesting development. The King of England, as he marches past us to wage war in Lancaster, has visited to see about organising a marriage between our cousin Lorne, a granddaughter of Áed Findliath, and his son, Tostig, who is heir to the Kingdom of England. Now, this will not result in an alliance, so it will not preclude a future war should we wish to try and push those claims. I don't think we've all that long really to do so, though, to push those claims to Lancashire. Now, the other thing is that Lorne doesn't have any brothers who might one day become High King and be able to form an alliance, so we will accept. And things are continuing to hot up in the English war for Lancaster. The Icelandic King of Scotland has just brought in over 4,000 troops on the side of Lancaster, who are marching their forces down to join with Cheshire, who are fighting us at the moment. So it's entirely possible that the Holy War might be repulsed. I thought somebody had gained revenge for the death of Owen Barry. One of the names that popped up looked like this one, but instead, Colum Line has killed Cheshire's best knight, and this guy down here at the bottom, who wasn't doing a great job, but you know what, he got some kills in, and our allies managed to take out this guy. So in the midst of this battle, our wife has suggested a hunt, and we hear her. The concentration is shattered by a woman's scream, "I'm coming for you, my love." And we have managed to save and seduce our wife. She will become our soulmate. And this is not good news. The legacy of Arthur Pendragon has spread into the Earldom of Thomond. And you know what? I could not have possibly imagined this. I could not have possibly imagined that this was the way the alliances went. That it was the King of England and the King of Scotland. I was certain that, well, there you go, he's Norse Catholic. He has converted. So I was convinced that Scotland was aiding Lancaster. Imagine when the Viking longships arrived on the coast and Lancaster cheered. We're saved, and then they see it's the Scottish. So yeah, that's going to be a tough alliance to break through if we want to take Lancashire. We've been invited to attend a hunt in Mayo, but we need to hire mercenary guards for the travel increase, or we're not going to make it in time. So we're going to spend 30 quid to make it just this tiny short distance. Somebody heard we were going on a hunt, so they made us a dagger with which to skin the carcass of whatever it is we catch. Do you remember when I said the last thing I wanted was a dagger? So +4 prowess, and personal scheme success chance goes up. A folded iron dagger of excellent craftsmanship. The grip is covered in a brass helix inlay. And never mind skinning the carcasses of dead animals with our new dagger. Instead, we will use it to skin the carcasses of living traitors. Elizabetha. I'm unsure if this is somebody we saved from the clutches of the King of Aquitaine at one stage, has said that they would make a way better High King than Ruoin. In battle, we have an 85% chance to defeat them. We are going to equip High King Ruoin's dagger. That brings us up to 88%. We won the fight, and she takes her leave. And as one member of our court leaves, potentially another is about to join. Ulan Coleman demands a duel. You might be less valuable after I win. 92% chance that he will join our court. And he won. Well, fair play to him. Now, because we were stopped by Ulan, we were delayed by 30 days, so we're not going to make it to the hunt in time. And we now have a big gash across our face because we don't know how to use a dagger. I bet he did that to himself. We have a ton of different things going on here, so we will start first of all by bringing this war to an end. We have taken Cheshire. We will enforce our demands. And now we can see that Ireland has established a little colony in England, and this is actually going to give us a great opportunity to raise our forces and begin raiding around this region without needing to bring them in from Ulster and across into the Isles to start with. And we're told that one of the chieftains who came to power after the Isles split apart into 3 or 4 different areas, so Man appears to be gone. We'll have to find out what happened to Hastings, but the chieftain of Moray has died. So this isn't A, who's up in Orkney, who's now under the control. Is he still in Orkney? Did they get rid of him? No, there he is. Our aunt, Anya, has died under suspicious circumstances. ... And there he is. There's Hastings still ruling in Inverness. I thought he was one of the Jarls that succeeded after the breakup of the Isles, but he wasn't. He was always just Moor Mayor. But I think in years to come, in telling the story of the Red Hand of Ulster, he will be described as a mighty king of the Vikings. And this isn't looking great already. The new Irish ruler in Cheshire is 56, and if he dies without children, which is the current scenario, his lands will pass to the King of England. So it looks like our attempts to establish a foothold in England may come to ruin quite shortly. And with that alliance between England and Scotland, fighting Scotland for the Caoth dynasty banner is also going to be difficult. We could challenge and fight a duel with the King Ruoin dagger, but we saw how we lost an 8% chance there recently. However, we have a new route to gaining an overseas foothold. Wales, in its entirety, has fallen to a Lollard heresy. And now that we are on the border, we have the ability to declare a holy war. Now, before we begin to move in that direction, here we have Tamar, or Tower, maybe, in Moray, and she actually has a claim to the Moor Mairdom of Moray. Her father held that title before he was slain in battle in 893. We're going to organise a marriage between her and our knight Orthanok, who I believe is a potential successor for the title of the Red Branch Knight. Because once we have her in our court, again, that gives us an opportunity to potentially establish a foothold in Scotland and begin interfering there. As we return home, we might as well get something out of our journey to Mayo. Here is a man at Kincora, stuck in a suit of armour. Offer him loyal squires for his fealty. He will become our personal champion. And considering that we're just waiting for the forces to regroup before declaring war on Wales, now is a pretty good time to get the Peacemaker trait. The Divil, French Rory. The French, Norse pagan, peasant leader Divil, who killed Owen the Heartless. We captured him in the last battle that we fought. I didn't realise this. I have just recruited him. I'm going to recruit him. He's not going to become our personal champion, but he's going to take Owen's place in the army. He's got some good skills, good prowess, some interesting traits. Novice physician, aspiring blade master, hail. He's chaste. And what an interesting life he's already had. Couple of kills to his name, and a peasant leader. So he will serve in our armies and make recompense for killing Owen. I haven't got him to convert, so we're going to keep him. We're going to keep him as he is. So I'm just recruiting him. And Leon, if we can get some money, off you go. Now, I gave him that money a long time ago, but it looks like our father has only ransomed out our mother in the last couple of days, if he even bothered to ransom her out. What have you... Dad? What have you been spending all that money on that I gave you? One family member leaves Citrix prison. Another family member enters Citrix prison. I don't think she's going to be staying there as long as our mother did, though. And so we can see there that neighbouring ruler has won war. Cheshire is now completely surrounded by England, and on the death of its Earl, whose health is ailing, Cheshire, which we fought to liberate and bring under his control, will fall to England as well. We have 3,000 soldiers to our name. It's going to take a while. Flanchina isn't doing a great job in getting the army back up and running. But we're going to create a muster point, and we are going to declare a holy war to liberate Gwynedd from the Lollards. Now, I don't think we need to, but we're going to call in Lop the Handsome. I believe we have his name on our suit of armour. Our stepdaughter still will not join us, and I was going to try and start swaying her, but I realised then she's 9, so we can't sway a 9-year-old or something like that. We will call Lop the Handsome to war. You can see that Mercia has once again joined us. I think this is the 3rd war that they are joining us on. Most of the Lollard powers have come in behind Gwynedd. I presume Hybert will come in at some stage. Lop is travelling across to join us. And here we have an opportunity to form an alliance. I thought we wouldn't be able to do this, but we have the ability to form an alliance with Prince Tostig. I don't know what lands he's actually been given. Herefordshire. So this is the son of the King of England, the future King of England. Let's get him some war experience and call him in to join us with his 300 men. So we're wandering around in a mad series of directions, just trying to hit some army, and part of their coalition forces have gotten out and are heading for Cheshire. As we're down in this direction, we're going to try and hit... Well, we've hit something, and our forces are coming in behind us. Our level of fame is widely known, and we can head back up, lift the siege, and then head in this direction. It's another hefty blow, and do you know what? I thought this war was going to go on a lot longer. But Mercia has managed to capture the son of the Prince of Gwynedd, and I think that is the entire thing over and done with. Their forces have been massively depleted. We probably didn't need to bring in all these alliances. I'm not too sure if the future King of England even managed to get his forces in. We can see Cornwall joined, and they were the first army that we defeated down here, but with Mercia capturing the son of the Prince of Gwynedd, we are in a position to enforce our demands and bring this war to an end. Ireland has often been described as looking like a teddy bear with its backside pointed to England. Well, now Ireland has what looks like a gun sticking out of its backside that it's pointing at England. We have a good chunk of land. We're now up to 5 holdings. We have a new vassal. It would be intelligent of this man to convert, and his family, to abandon the Lollard heresy and accept insularism. We have a good chunk of control to restore, and like I said, Flanchina is not doing the best of jobs. I'll actually put him back up in Ulster. We might move him from there in a minute. And we're going to have to start converting the faith in some of these regions. Thankfully, however, our new vassal follows us into the light of insularism. He has 761 troops to his name, and he wants a court position. He's not much worse than Flanshina, but that doesn't really say anything. For now, we'll have to just tell you, blessed be God. Now, we could carry out a couple of lightning strikes and hit the rest of these regions. We could actually usurp the Principality of Gwynedd and take the 2 remaining areas that are outside our control. But instead, what we're going to do is raise all the forces here and put them on raiding, because we now have access to a number of areas that we were never able to reach before. We're going to have to stay away from England. I don't know if we're going to be able to rush across and hit Northumbria, Lancaster, and try and get back into Ireland. That might be an interesting path to take, but for now, anyway, we're going to head down and raid Wales and announce the arrival of the Irish. And with Ruain's great successes in attacking the Lollard menace, Huicha, on the 22nd of December, began to spread the legend of the Red Hand of Ulster. A couple of days later, their ruler was killed at sea. So that's probably created a lot of superstition about the legend of the Red Hand of Ulster in that region now. At the top of the screen, we have a flower-shaped pop-up. It's jumping up and down. We're being told about various different conspiracies in our court. For now, though, we're going to ignore both the conspiracies and that pop-up, because we need money. Whatever that pop-up wants from us, I know it's going to be money. It's going to be expensive. And I think it was before the war against Gwynedd began that our wife became pregnant. After we romanced her at the start of this episode, she has given us another son, Bran Dubh, and our children are going to have an extensive area to rule over, because like I said, we have 5 counties at the moment, and Ruain is yet in line to inherit Ulster. I forgot about that in its entirety. May you grow to be strong and wise, my son. In our prisons, he's a bit slow, but we have Carol, 21 prowess, Cornish Catholic. And we ransomed out the daughter of the Prince of Powys at 12 and a 0. We're going to demand your conversion and let you away out. And I'll hold on a minute. I don't think, at 12, I don't think he's great. He would just about make it in there and push a few people out. You know what? Go on, so we can demand his conversion and we can recruit him to court. Our champion Cullum has brought us to see a man about a dag. Now we could hire the dag man himself. 17 prowess, that's not too bad. Instead, we're going to get a beast dag. Martial, +1, prowess +1, and 0.1 prestige per month. And there's a couple of mythological Irish dogs that we could use as the naming inspiration for this one. But considering that we just named our son Bran Dubh, Black Raven, we will name the dog after Bran, one of the dogs of Fionn Mahul. What a great name. Flanshina is finally dead. Nobody told me Flanshina was allergic to dogs. Oh God, what's gone on in that hellhole now with the succession? He's not great. Then again, Flanshina wasn't great either. He probably doesn't have a great army. But you know what? We'll give him that position to get him to stop giving out. And we're probably going to have to start trying to sway him. Because at the moment, he hates me. So here is High Chieftain Finbar, the new ruler of Meath, 32 years of age, with his 58-year-old wife, Muelmura. She is the widow of Áed Findliath, and historically she married Flanshina, on Áed Findliath's death, but here, Flansinna organised a marriage between her and his son. Something that Flanacon tried to prevent, the way we wouldn't end up in this scenario, which is that they only had one child. Ursel, Nick, Muelmura, the daughter of Muelmura. Now we have swept across de Hybert. We can't actually siege these areas because we've just been at war with them. We have 116 gold put together. Rigoin Mac Flahertuch is our commanding knight because of his Reaver trait. So he got through that fairly quickly. We're going to bring him back and see how much money we've gotten together. Here is, I believe this is a member of the family, Niall Mac Muelmura. And I'm not too sure why they're all taking on the name of their mother. Some of them are anyway. I'm not too sure how that's been decided. But the fact that he's angry is calming us. Now we're already at 3,100 forces. We can currently put together 4,200, and that number is going to push up even further as we restore control. We could possibly get to a stage where we might think about taking on the King of England for Lancashire, but then again we've a lot of land here that we can take. And if we do lose, and I think we will lose this area, it's no longer a big deal because we've all of Wales to push into. Do you remember when I said that we were going to focus on Scotland? We're going to begin a cross-country tour. We're heading for Northumbria. We're going to siege that down, what we can, and then push up into Scotland and make our way back into Wales, because we have a big need for money. It's taken a lot of time and effort and a few thousand dead. But we're finally in the position to increase the quality of the Legend of the Red Hand of Ulster. It has spread to 100 baronies. We have 5 promoters at the moment. One of them in Lanarkshire. The rest in Ireland. So it's going to cost us 120 gold, 240 prestige, and it's going to be 1 gold 50 per month. This is going to increase our legitimacy. We will gain access to the Commission Legend Artifact decision, 20 additional legitimacy from the legend, and we will gain access to the Legendary Palace option in the Clear Grounds for a Legendary Building decision. And there you go. The little window pane has gotten a bit of a hat. And Áed Findliath, he's gotten all excited. He's moving around looking at his new house. To get this up to the next level, what are we looking at? We will need to spread the legend to another 200 baronies, which will allow us to do a number of different things. We could consolidate the kingdom, and possibly, if we can get those 200 extra baronies, we could merge the Kingdom of Ireland and Wales into a single entity. We will gain access to the Legendary Palace option. Gain a claim on every de title inside the Empire of Britannia. Commission Legend Artifact, and a ton of legitimacy. 200 more baronies though. That's going to be a tough one. So here is the Commission Legend Artifact, but we don't actually have access to it until we complete the legend. So if we were to complete the legend early, we would gain access to this. We would need 400 gold for it, however. But for now, I want to continue on, spreading the legend of the Red Hand of Ulster, especially as there is a Lollard heresy in Wales to be dealt with. There is a banner in Scotland to be reclaimed, and I want to see if we could possibly start spreading the legend into Europe. Because I don't think, if we can take all of England and Scotland and spread the legend to those regions, I don't think we'd actually have enough baronies. So for now, we will continue with our bid to spread the legend of the Red Hand of Ulster. Thank you for joining me on this episode. Now, let us all pet Bran.